Hi, we've been doing a lot of stuff around division of one polynomial by another, but we have never discussed what was called the remainder theorem. That was the name of this particular concept. Now here we'll look at the remainder theorem. So let us just begin by a very small question. If I ask you what would be the remainder when this particular polynomial p of x that was equal to negative 4x square minus 3x plus 1 was divided by another polynomial x minus 1. Now when I divide px by x minus 1, what would be the remainder? Now you must be wondering, I said this was a simpler and a small question, but if we have to go through with the long division method, doesn't the name say it all? Won't it be long? No, it won't be. We don't have to go through the long division method. Let's just say we'll first find out the 0 of this divisor. Find the 0 of the divisor. Now what is the divisor here? The one that we are dividing the polynomial p of x by. So x minus 1 is the divisor, correct. And how do I find out the 0 of this divisor? Just equate this polynomial to 0. That is x minus 1 equal to 0. That just means x would be equal to 1. Now the next step is to put this value of x that we got, or the 0 of the divisor, in the polynomial that we have to divide, or the dividend. So I would just find out p of 1. That would be equal to negative 4 times 1 square minus 3 times 1 plus 1. Now this is equal to negative 4 minus 3 plus 1, and that would be equal to minus 6. Now what if I tell you we already have our answer? Yes, the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 1 is nothing but this number here, that is minus 6. Yes, simple and short, wasn't it? Now the remainder theorem is just for this. When you have to divide a polynomial with a degree which is greater than or equal to 1 by another linear polynomial of the form x minus a, and we have to find the remainder, it's given by p of a. Let me just write it down for you. So here is what the remainder theorem has to say. It says that if p of x is a polynomial with a degree greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number, okay, so p of x is a polynomial with a degree greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number, then when p of x is divided by x minus a, the remainder is given by p of a. That is what we just did in the example above here. So what the remainder theorem is essentially saying is that let p of x be any polynomial. It could be x something, say x to the power 5 plus something something and a constant. Now this is a polynomial with a degree which is greater than 1. The polynomial degree is 5 here, and I have another expression, another polynomial, that is x minus a. Now a could be any real number here. So when I find the 0 of x minus a, it would be nothing but x equal to a, right? And when I put this 0 instead of x in this particular polynomial, that is the dividend, I would get the remainder. That means p of a would be the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus a. Simple as that. Now let me just quickly run you through with the proof of this particular theorem. It's really simple. So what we are saying here is that p of x is a polynomial which has a degree of 1 or more than 1. So degree of p of x is greater than or equal to 1, and p of x here is the dividend. So p of x is the dividend, while x minus a is the divisor. Alright, so x minus a is the divisor here, p of x is the dividend, degree of p of x is greater than or equal to 1. So when I divide p of x by x minus a, let's say I get a quotient of q of x. So q of x is the quotient. And I also get a remainder. Let's call it r of x. So the remainder is a polynomial r of x. Now haven't we studied that the remainder, the degree of the remainder r of x, the degree of r of x has to be less than the degree of the divisor. Now what is the divisor here? It's x minus a. So the degree of the remainder r of x should be less than the degree of the divisor, which is x minus a. Now here x minus a is just a linear expression, isn't it? It's a linear polynomial. So the degree of x minus a is equal to 1. Correct? So degree of x minus a is 1, and degree of r of x, or the degree of the remainder, should be less than 1. And what is the degree which is less than 1 and is also a whole number? Yes, it's 0. So the degree of the remainder is 0. That just means that the remainder is nothing but a constant, right? When the degree is 0 for a polynomial, the polynomial is a constant polynomial. So instead of r of x, I can just say that the remainder, or r of x, would be nothing but another constant, say r. So for all x, this symbol means for all x, the remainder r of x is equal to r. Now when the remainder is r, the quotient is q of x. Can I write this polynomial, the dividend, that is p of x, equal to divisor times, that is x minus a, times the quotient q of x, plus the remainder? Yeah, we can always write this, correct? Divisor into quotient plus remainder gives me the dividend, correct? So this can always be written. Now let's see what happens at x equal to a. When x is equal to a, this polynomial would become p of a, which is equal to a minus a into q of a plus the remainder r. Yeah, this is a multiplication. So this is nothing but 0 into q of a plus r. Now whatever be the value of q of a, it has to be 0, the first term, plus r, that is r. So essentially p of a is equal to r, and that is what the remainder theorem said, hence proved. So for any polynomial p of x whose degree is greater than or equal to 1 and the divisor is x minus a, I would say that the remainder is given by p of a. R is equal to p of a. Simple. Now let's look at one more example and we'll end with this. So if I have to find the remainder, when a polynomial, let's say p of y, which was equal to y cube minus 7y square plus 28, yeah, is divided by another polynomial, that is y plus 3. Now here, if we look carefully, we have y plus 3 as the divisor. So the divisor here is y plus 3. First of all, I'll find out the 0 of the divisor. That would be y plus 3 equal to 0, which implies y equal to negative 3. Okay, y equal to negative 3. And then by the remainder theorem, I would have the remainder equal to p of minus 3. That is equal to negative 3 whole cube minus 7 into negative 3 whole square plus 28. Correct? Now this is equal to negative 27 minus 7 into plus 9 plus 28. On solving this further, we would get negative 27 plus 28 minus 7 into 9 would be minus 63. So from here I would get plus 1 minus 63, which is nothing but minus 62. So the remainder, when this particular polynomial p of y, that is y cube minus 7y square plus 28, is divided by y plus 3, the remainder would remain as negative 62. That's your application of remainder theorem. Now the questions for remainder theorem would be really simple. So let's go ahead and practice. Bye.